All right. Once you have done Visual Studio, now we are ready to do SQL Server. So let's install SQL Server. So the site that we downloaded from is Microsoft GAN. So we're going to download SQL Server, but we were just going to do the Express edition. So you can see we're not going to download the Enterprise. We're just going to download the Express edition of SQL Server. Now that's the site that we get SQL Server Express from Microsoft Downloads. Now you can find we have the download readily available here. You can just go ahead and hit the download. Again, it's an MSI. It will go through a series of steps for doing the installation. Now, SQL Server Express Edition requires a few things that you will have to bear in mind. Now, while you do the installation, now this is the installer. You can see there are three different types of installation: the basic, the custom, and the download. Now, you could simply go with the basic, which will go ahead and configure SQL Server perfectly all right. It's the terms and conditions. You will have to accept it. And then it will show you a location for the installation, which we need to select. You can choose your comfortable location for the installation. So you can see here is the location. So let's go ahead and choose the location. Alrighty. And then you go ahead and hit install. Now it is going to download the installation package and go with the installation. Now it will check it will also check for your system's requirement for installing SQL Server. Ensure that all the requirements are passed so that the installation goes seamlessly. SQL Server, again, it's an Express edition, which is free of cost. You can use it lifetime until the next version for you is required. Otherwise, purely it's a lifetime requirement that you can just go ahead and use it. Ensure you sign it into your account, either it's SQL or it's Visual Studio, your Microsoft account, so that you keep it all the time. And you also have no problem downloading the updates and other stuffs as well. So just ensure you do the same account sign up as your Azure, so that so as to connect to the cloud very comfortably. I do it all the time. You can see I have downloaded and installed SQL in the system and also Visual Studio. So which helps me to complete the work very easily across multiple applications, which means my Azure account, my SQL Server, and my Visual Studio. So they're all in sync pretty much. That's the idea there. It's going to take a couple of seconds there. So once it downloads and it starts the installation, it's going to ask you a few steps. The first step is the instance name. So this is going to be the instance name, and it will also provide you the connection string. You could pick that up. And then here is the SQL Server Administrator and other stuff. We can customize this. So let's check it out. When you hit customize, it's going to open another window where we can provide certain information. Now it's checking the product updates, whether something needs to be updated. And then it will check the installation file. And then it will check the rules, that is install rules, whether everything is successful, whether we have the requirements. And after that, it's going to ask us the installation type. You can see that there are no updates found, so we could go ahead and hit next. Now it's going to check for the setup files. You can see the scan is completed. It's just a firewall. I'm not going to switch off my firewall, but you can see consistency, computer domain controller, and all the setup that is required is perfect. That is, the rules have all passed. Now the installation type is going to be the next. I already have Express edition in my system. So if you want, I'm just doing this for extra installation. So you could see that I could go ahead and install SQL Express edition. And the next is going to be the terms and condition, which I have to accept. Now is the feature. Now I've selected the database engine server replication. Now I could choose what I want, what I don't want. I'm just choosing the database engine service. Now let's hit next. It's going to be the feature rule. So it's going to check whether everything is in order. Yes, everything is in order. So it's going to be named instance, default instance, whatever name we want to give. So let me call this demo instance. And let's go ahead and hit next. So that's going to be the demo instance that we have created. So it's going to check the configuration. Yes, everything looks good. SQL Server configuration. Now, here comes the place where you could be providing the access. So we can make a choice whether we want just Windows authentication. Mixed mode would be great. The username is SA and you can provide a password. So I have provided a password. So can you, so that you will have the username, which is SA, and then the password is the password that you provide. Just remember the password that you provide here. And my installation has started. You can see the installation is almost complete now. And I'm also going to provide the link for downloading in the detail section so that you can pick it up from there. Now, this is not enough. We need to download SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio. So while this goes on, we will see how to do that. So you can see we could download SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio. Again, it's a setup file. It's going to take some time for the download. And meanwhile, let's check this progress. It's still in progress. So once SSMS is done, it's just a series of clicks. So it just gives next, and then you're all done. Once the SSMS is downloaded, we can go ahead and connect SSMS with our installation instance. Well, my installation is successful. You can see that there. So it's installed successfully. And it says this is where it has done the installation. You can see it there, the installation steps and everything. So that's my installation completed. So once my SSMS is downloaded and installed, we could go ahead and connect the instance. So let me show you how to do that. So once you set up your SSMS, that's my management studio. I have already installed, but then just showing you how to do the connection. So once you open this is SQL Server Management Studio. It's going to typically show you all the instances that are available. You can connect with the username or password or with Windows authentication, depending on your requirement. Now you can download and check it out. So these are the Express editions that are available. Now, if I open, now you can see the demo instance that we just installed. Hit OK. Now, I could connect with Windows authentication. Well, yes. Or I could go ahead and say, I want to connect with SQL Server Authentication. Remember, the username was SA. And I provided a password. Could go ahead and say, remember password, and hit connect. So we could either connect with the username or password, or we could be connecting with Windows authentication. The call is yours. So once you download, all you will have to do is pick up the server and provide the username and password and hit connect. Let's check the status. Yes, it is downloaded. It's downloading still. So once it's downloaded, it's just a series of clicks. So I would be providing the link for downloading SSMS and SQL Server Express Edition. So download, install, and enjoy.